July 30th, 2023, 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the first book of Kings. The Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream at night. God said, "Ask something of me, and I will give it to you." Solomon answered, "O Lord, my God, you have made me your servant, king to succeed my father David. But I am a mere youth, not knowing at all how to act. I serve you in the midst of the people whom you have chosen, a people so vast that it cannot be numbered or counted. Give your servant, therefore, an understanding heart to judge your people and to distinguish right from wrong. For who is able to govern this vast people of yours?" The Lord was pleased that Solomon made this request. So God said to him, "Because you have asked for this, not for a long life for yourself, nor for riches, nor for the life of your enemies, but for understanding so that you may know what is right, I do as you requested. I give you a heart so wise and understanding that there has never been anyone like you up to now, and after you there will come no one to equal you." The word of the Lord.
Lord, I love your commands. 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 I have said, O Lord, that my part is to keep your words. The law of your mouth is to me more precious than thousands of gold and silver pieces. Lord, I love your commands. Lord, I love your commands. Let your kindness comfort me according to your promise to your servants. Let your compassion come to me that I may live, for your law is my delight. Lord, I love your commands. Lord, I love your commands. For I love your commands more than gold, however fine. For in all your precepts I go forward, every false way I hate. Lord, I love your commands. Lord, I love your commands. Wonderful are your decrees, therefore I observe them. The revelation of your word sheds light, giving understanding to the simple. Lord, I love your commands. Lord, I love your commands.
A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans. Brothers and sisters, we know that all things work for good for those who love God, who are called according to his purpose. For those he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, so that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And those he predestined, he also called, and those he called, he also justified, and those he justified, he also glorified. The word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure buried in a field, which a person finds and hides again, and out of joy goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant searching for fine pearls. When he finds a pearl of great price, he goes and sells all that he has and buys it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a net thrown into the sea, which collects fish of every kind. When it is full, they haul it ashore, and sit down to put what is good into buckets. What is bad they throw away. Thus it will be at the end of the age. The angels will go out and separate the wicked from the righteous, and throw them into the fiery furnace, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth. Do you understand all these things? They answered, Yes. And he replied, Then every scribe who has been instructed in the kingdom of heaven is like the head of a household, who brings from his storeroom both the new and the old. The Gospel of the Lord.
Today, I invite you to delve into the illuminating parables that Jesus offered us as snapshots of the kingdom of heaven's nature. These parables are nothing less than a spiritual treasure map, guiding us on our journey towards divine understanding. In the parable of the hidden treasure, Jesus depicts the kingdom of heaven as a precious hoard, hidden in a field. A man stumbles upon it, and realizing its worth, sells all that he has to purchase this field. In the parable of the pearl, we hear of a merchant seeking fine pearls, who, upon finding one of exceptional value, parts with all his possessions to acquire it. These tales are metaphors, beautifully revealing the kingdom of heaven's priceless nature. They invite us to reflect. Are we ready to prioritize our relationship with God above all else, much like the man and the merchant prioritized the treasure and the pearl? The kingdom of heaven is portrayed differently in the parable of the net. It's like a large net cast into the sea, gathering fish of every kind, symbolizing the universal scope of God's love. Just as the sea does not discriminate but nourishes all kinds of fish, so does God's love encompass all of humanity. However, as the fish are eventually separated into good and bad, so will there be a reckoning at the end of the age. This reminds us to live our lives guided by righteousness, cognizant of the lasting repercussions of our choices. When Jesus asked his disciples, "Do you understand all these things?" and they responded, "Yes," they were accepting an active role in their spiritual journey. This exchange is an open invitation to each of us, urging us not just to listen to the teachings of Jesus but to assimilate and reflect these teachings in our daily lives. In the final metaphor, Jesus likens a scribe who knows the kingdom of heaven to a householder bringing out both old and new treasures. It suggests the delicate balance between respecting and preserving our faith's valuable traditions while remaining open to new, enriching spiritual insights and understandings. To deepen our contemplation, I invite you to consider two reflective questions. How are we embodying the spirit of the treasure finder and the pearl merchant in our own lives? Are we ready to invest ourselves fully in the pursuit of the kingdom of heaven? How can we maintain the rich balance of honoring our faith's tradition while remaining receptive to new revelations and insights in our spiritual journey? Let us conclude by uniting our hearts in prayer. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for your precious teachings that guide us on our spiritual journey. Help us to value your kingdom as the treasure and the pearl, and imbue us with wisdom to live righteous lives. Help us to honor the traditions of our faith while embracing the new insights you reveal to us. May we continually strive to understand and embody your teachings in our lives, serving you and our fellow beings with love and humility.